Hey there. If you're the kind of person who lives for jaw-dropping stories that don't just pull you in, but stay with you, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and come join our little storytelling family. Let me tell you one that still leaves a hollow ache in my chest. I didn't deserve his kindness. Not after what I'd done. But there I was, sitting at the edge of my bed with my makeup streaked down my cheeks, tears still wet and heavy when my phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen and froze. It was him. Happy birthday, Danny. I hope today brings you peace. I read that message over and over, my throat tightening each time until the words blurred, because just 3 weeks earlier, I had shattered his heart. And here he was, still finding the grace to wish me well. His name was Didn. We met 2 years ago at a mutual friend's bonfire. I remember spotting him across the firelight, quiet, a little awkward, but his laugh was real. Not forced, not performative, just pure. No filters. No ego. Just a guy who felt like sunlight. We started talking over toasted marshmallows and, honestly, never really stopped. He wasn't like the guys I used to date. He didn't flood my DMs with compliments or act like he had me figured out in a sentence. He didn't play the cool card or make me chase him. He listened, really listened, and when I spoke, he made me feel like the only person in the world. For a while, we were genuinely happy. Not the kind of Instagram-filtered happy with tropical vacations and matching outfits, but the real kind. Grocery store runs, rainy Sunday mornings, the slow, quiet kind of love where you learn someone's rhythms until they become your own. We had our arguments, usually about laundry or my tendency to spiral into worst-case scenarios, but even in conflict, there was always a thread tying us back together. Then, around month 15, something inside me shifted. Not him. Me. I'd just been promoted, and I was suddenly surrounded by a different world. Fast, ambitious, sharp-edged. My colleagues were sleek, magnetic, always dressed like they were going somewhere more important. I started working later, attending mixers, spending less time at home. I'd missed the little things Didn used to do for me, and not even realize I'd missed them until much later. And then there was Jason. He worked on our legal team, always in a press suit, a razor-sharp jawline, and a smirk that said trouble. He was bold, confident, and when he complimented me, it lit something in me I didn't know was still flammable. It started small, just flirtatious banter. I told myself it was nothing, that I was just enjoying the attention. It was harmless until it wasn't. It happened during a company retreat. There'd been drinking. The music was too loud, the hallway too narrow. One moment we were laughing about something stupid, and the next we were in his hotel room. I told myself it would be one time, a fluke, a drunken lapse in judgment. But one time turned into 3, then 5. Each time, I felt a little more hollow. Each time, I came home to Didn, still making me coffee in the mornings, still asking how my day was, still rubbing my back when I fell asleep on the couch. And I hated myself a little more. I tried to end things with Jason. I really did. But he had this way of saying exactly what I wanted to hear. And I was too weak to choose discomfort over desire. I kept telling myself I could manage it, that I could keep them separate, that what Didn didn't know wouldn't hurt him. But lies rot everything they touch. And then came the night Didn found out. I had left my laptop open on the kitchen counter. I was out getting groceries. A notification popped up, Jason's name. The message said, asterisk, still thinking about last night. Asterisk, there was nothing subtle about it. I walked in with bags in hand and found Didn sitting at the kitchen table, pale and still, the laptop in front of him. His eyes weren't angry. They were empty. I read it all, he said softly. The bag slipped from my fingers. Didn, just tell me what you want to know. I whispered. He looked up, voice calm but broken. How long? I couldn't lie. 3 months. He nodded once. Just once. Then he stood, grabbed his coat, and walked out the door. No shouting. No smash plates. No angry words. Just a silence. The days that followed were a slow-motion collapse. I tried everything. Calls, texts, even drove to his place once and stood at his door for nearly an hour. He didn't answer. I wrote a letter and slid it under his door, pouring out everything. My guilt, my shame, the twisted justifications that had never really justified anything. But he never replied. A week passed, then another. I stopped seeing Jason. It hadn't been about love. It had been about ego, about validation. And once the dust cleared, I realized I had traded something real and sacred for something cheap and hollow. I expected Aiden to hate me, to block me, erase me, act like I never existed. And part of me wanted that, because it would have made the pain easier to carry. But then came my birthday. I didn't tell anyone, didn't want to celebrate. Nothing about that day felt worth smiling for. I kept my head down at work, ignored texts, let the hours crawl by. That evening, while scrolling through my phone aimlessly, Aiden's message appeared. Simple, gentle, forgiving. I broke. I texted back, hands trembling. Asterisk, why would you say that to me after everything? Asterisk, he replied a few minutes later. Asterisk, because I loved you. And loving someone doesn't disappear overnight. I don't hate you, Danny. I just can't be with you. Asterisk, that gutted me. Not because he didn't want me back. I didn't expect that. But because even after everything, he still had the grace to care about how I was. That night, I deleted every photo of Jason. Every text, every trace. Not because I thought it would undo the damage. It wouldn't. But because I needed to stop holding on to the very thing that destroyed us. I had to stop romanticizing what had only hurt us both. I started therapy. Faced hard truths about myself. Why I ran from stability. Why I self-sabotaged. Why I believed love had to feel dangerous to be real. Turns out, I never thought I deserved a calm love. A steady one. I thought I needed the fire, the chaos. But Aiden, he had been a mirror. And every time I looked at him, I saw the parts of myself I couldn't face. It's been 8 months since I last saw him. He moved to another city. A mutual friend told me he's seeing someone new. Her name's Lily. She's kind, thoughtful. I hope she knows how lucky she is. I hope she gets to wake up to that quiet smile every morning and feels the warmth in it. I hope she never takes it for granted. As for me, I'm still healing, still carrying the weight of what I broke. I think about Aiden every day. And every year on my birthday, I reread that message. It reminds me that kindness isn't weakness, that someone can be deeply hurt and still choose grace, and that sometimes the people we hurt the most are the ones who taught us what love should have looked like all along.